If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Approval of the bills, please, Commissioner Rupp.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to approve invoice edit reports dated 7/13/2018, the amount of $46,374.11. 7/13/2018, the amount of $62,811.07. 7/18/2018, the amount of $387,794.12. 7/26/2018, $110,493.44. 7/27/2018, $1,330,548.62. 8/1/2018, the amount of $650,384.84. 8/3/2018, the amount of $817,101.73. 8/7/2018, the amount of $689,143.65. 8/10/2018, the amount of $228,471.52. With wire transfers, and also wire transfers in the amount of $272,564 to Blue Cross Blue Shield and $321,989.73 to MERS, and ask that warrants be drawn to Treasury for sale.
Second.
Motion and a second, is there any discussion? Any discussion with bills? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Root,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused, Commissioner Brough,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Chairman Barnes.
Yes. Next is first opportunity for the public to address the board. It is limited to 3 minutes per speaker. First is Matthew Shepard.
First, I'll let everyone know I have flyers for the moving mobile Vietnam Wall. It'll be at the Howell Airport. If you like, you can see me afterwards and grab a flyer, share it with friends, family, neighbors. And the other position I'd like to address is the Veterans Committee. I've put in for this committee multiple times over the last 10 years. And I'm just put to the side. What I bring is honesty, integrity, and accountability, which we need when addressing issues with the veterans and their affairs. So I ask for your blessings on this. Hopefully you'll come to a good decision. Thank you.
Next is Troy Gordon.
Good evening. First of all, I want to thank the Board of Commissioners for the time to allow me to speak. And most of my 3 minutes I want to address Mr. Herendeen here. I'm kind of concerned about what's going on with the retirement money that's owed to me. It was addressed with a grievance that I've heard no response or had no communication for since May 1st of this year from you. None.
I answered the grievances.
Okay. Here's the thing, Mr. Herendeen. This contract is between the Board of Commissioners and me as an employee of this county. It has nothing to do with MERS. That is something that is a benefit that is to be provided to me, and I am shorted that, and I want to know when my check is going to arrive.
Listen, you have 3 minutes to speak. You can talk to us. Mr. Herendeen is not going to address you. This is not. This is
I feel that this is something that should be taken care of. It's $1,400 that I have earned through my years of dedicated service to this county.
You're going to be paid everything.
This is my time to talk right now. That's what you were instructed. Thank you.
Please, Mike.
Please address the chair.
Yeah, please do address the.
Okay. So I would hope that the board would either address Mr. Herendeen with his poor communication skills and figure out what's going here and address this to me. Okay? That money, again, I've worked for. I deserve that money. I don't know if I need to go to the financial committee and discuss it with them to overrule him. That is a benefit that is due to me in my contract. In my contract, it is due to me. I have earned that money. And I'm getting nowhere. I have talked to Karen at MERS. Karen has indicated to me that it's the county's responsibility to upgrade that benefit each year, and it was not done since 1996, which we all know. And it's of no problem of yours, I get that. But the bottom line is, that's my money, and I'm ready for it, and I deserve it. I worked hard for it. This guy here does not communicate, has not communicated with me. I have multiple documentations here. He's been sent emails. I received nothing, a phone call, absolutely nothing. I want to know what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is committee reports. We will start with Central Dispatch Board.
I think we're well aware of what's going on there.
Anything else?
Figuring out the MERS issue.
Thank you. Actually I missed CACS.
Cavalier Community Services, business is normal, but we are having, I believe it's next Monday, an all-day long strategic planning day. So I'll be involved in that, for like 5 or 6 hours. That hasn't been done, and it's my understanding, in like over 5 years, so. We're gonna, as a board, go through, look at all the different subcommittees, the mission, the goal, the purpose, and all that stuff, and look at the financial situation and everything. So I'll have more to report, at our September meeting, but that's next Monday.
Community Corrections Advisory Board.
They haven't met in years.
Yeah. GLS Region 5.
They canceled last 2 meetings.
Mental Health Authority Board.
St. Beach.
Yeah.
Geez,
Rough and Holzhausen.
yeah, there's not a whole lot to report there. Nothing out of the ordinary, just general day-to-day business.
Yeah, everything's going good. Okay. Industrial Authorities. MTA, we haven't, Commissioner Root they haven't met for the summer. Parks and Recreation, grant's been approved. Work is starting to progress at Henderson Park. The bathroom at Geck Road Park is completed and being used now. I don't know how that's going, but I haven't heard any problems. I don't know about the cameras, if they've been put up or not out there. But everything's going good with the parks, everything's staying rolled out. Public Health. Parks and Rec.
On business as usual, obviously last month we had the, at the end of the month, the Shiawassee River cleanup, which again was another huge success. Very happy with the way that was put on. Pulled a lot of tires out of the river, I can tell you, from just the small section that I was in. We pulled like over 30 out, so many in fact that our boats would have sank if we would have abandoned a few of them on the shore. So we're probably going to have to continue to do that every year and make sure that the section I went through, which was the first time from Geck Road all the way and back to Vernon Village, and it probably needs another swipe, but from what I'm hearing, just an overall great success. So anytime you can take care of one of our greatest resources here in this town, the Shiawassee River, that's a good deal. So, other than that,
Groundbreaking, Cap 10 projects moving forward. Other than that, filling some vacancies. The new health educator started. I think there's been a press release out on that. Other than that,
Mr. Captain's gone.
so Mr. Kaplan, they're looking for some positions on the health board soon.
in fact, there's now what, 2 openings? Two openings to be filled, so something will move quick.
Council on Aging.
Yeah, everything's going pretty good. I guess over to Durand, they got doors that open automatically now, and that's too much hot air, and they want to cool real quick, but can't have everything going good, so I think they're just going to have to put up with that, so.
I thought the hot air was in reference to you.
No.
Coming in those doors. No, they're doing fine.
Yeah, just little issues like that.
Working on their MERS issues.
Next, Michigan Development Corporation, I-16. Everything works?
We had a meeting last Friday morning, business as usual. Nothing new really to report there.
Economic Development Partnership?
SVP, nothing new, just same old, looking for new opportunities and trying to get whatever they can, so. Again, business as usual there.
Seems like a lot of these subcommittees are just a little bit slower in the
It seems like, yeah, the
You know,
summertime.
there's a lot more to report and talk about on the winter and cooler months, so that pretty much concludes the committee reports. And we'll move on to Committee of the Whole, Commissioner Marks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I would like to move to authorize Chairman Barth, Commissioner Root, and/or the county coordinator to contact the city of Corona to obtain a written draft agreement concerning leasing property from the city and disposition of certain county land at the southern edge of the city.
I will second that.
Motion and support, is there any discussion?
Yes. I was in contact with the city today. They did send me an email pretty much summarizing what Commissioner Bartz and I had reached prior. Remember the deal we discussed, which would be them dropping the rent from July, the bill of July, which would total, already giving us 5 months free rent. That gives us 6, adding on the 18 months in lieu of the land south of the medical care facility, and with no kick out after the 18 months, you know. So we did get something, speaking with the city, they are authorizing Councilwoman Hattie Smith and the other gentleman that we met with to finalize and authorize this after they meet Monday. So I would say that I think we should look for us to not just go negotiate, but authorize and finalize.
All right, well, so we'll sit down next week with them and finalize it.
Well,
And-
finalize as in, this board should give approval to finalize today and be done. They'll be done, because if not, then our TRO goes to court in September. We've got to send our attorney there, they've got to send their attorney there. It's more money towards our attorneys, it's more in court costs. So if we wait till our next meeting, we're gonna be behind.
Accruing.
Yeah, we're gonna be starting their attorney again, and as they've made it clear, their attorney costs a lot less than ours does.
So I guess I'd propose an amendment then that we strike the word draft from item A. So it just says a written agreement.
I would, maybe we add on, you mentioned the overlook, maybe we could come to some more specific terms on the overlook. Obviously, that's not gonna be $0 a month if we're not out of there by the 18-month.
Yes, it is.
Let's just fast forward right now, all of a sudden, we're 18th month, and is it gonna be 0, or
It's
is it
gonna
gonna
be
continue
0.
to 22, so 0? So what's our incentive to get off the property at that point, I wonder?
Yeah,
Well, just good faith, I mean, that's what we want, that's what we're shooting for, that's,
I assume if I was sitting on their city council, I'd say, yeah, that's a no-go. An indefinite overlook of $0 a month is not gonna fly. And so here we still are going back to the situation where they're gonna reject what we.
I think we
Let's
need
just do
to,
a 6-month overlook.
I would say we need to look at,
Overlook.
if we do 6 months beyond, 0 might not be reality, we'll just get 0.
Maybe 4 months.
But I think if it averages out to being about $2,300 a month for that land for 18 months, maybe we authorize
2,200.
the chairman and I to say, we're authorized to go up to 2,300 to negotiate to see, maybe we can get it for 1,000 if we're over, you know, maybe we get it for less than that. Or maybe they want the 2,300 now in cash since we've run out of the 18 months. I don't know, I just think we should put something out so that we can have this deal kind of done and be done. That way we don't go to court, we don't have to be in court. It's in Clinton County, so.
as long as our building's going up and they see
Hopefully we'll never have to use it.
progress, then we.
Fine to look forward right now, just in
Okay,
case.
so should I take back my
Go ahead.
proposed amendment, or what should we do?
Maybe the public doesn't know what's going on, but when the medical care facility left, we built a building there, buildings and grounds, 4-H building, and we've been using it for 40 years, and now when they're gone, they want money to keep us using it, which is kind of a bad thing for us, but, you gotta give Crown a gold star. They want 10 acres of our ground, so we're gonna give them 10 acres of our ground for, just staying there for another year and a half. So, when we signed the deal, we should have asked them what was gonna do with that property. So, we missed out on that big time. Gotta give Crown a big gold star. We give them 10 acres of ground for a year and a half, and we've been using it for 40 years, paying nothing.
Well, we're getting the value of the land. They're valuing the buildings we're in for the value of
We-
the land.
we use-
We would not sell that land for that much money.
We've been using the ground for 40 years for nothing.
Yeah, but there's a reverter clause, Gary. It's not just as simple as we're just giving away.
Well,
We're
that's
not
my
just giving
opinion,
away
sir.
our property. It's
what
no
I
longer
think.
our property.
Oh, you're a big bear.
It's
boy.
no longer our property.
And I agree that possibly when the buildings went up, there should have been put something in writing, and possibly in February, me as chairman, I'll take some blame for it. I probably should have been a little sharper, should have caught that. Maybe one of us should have, maybe it should have been me, I was the chairman, but we didn't. And this is where we're at,
Yeah.
and we have to move forward. So, I'd be glad to take the responsibility. I was chairman, I screwed up. We should have thought way more about what was gonna happen 6 months later. It didn't even cross my mind. It was just Shiawassee County was moving to a new facility, and we didn't know we were gonna have these issues. So,
Yeah.
that being said, roll call vote, please.
No amendment.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I have an amendment on the floor to strike the word draft, so we're authorizing a written agreement.
I would authorize finalizing the agreement so that we can be done and
Obtain a final,
written.
the written finalized agreement concerning this and property. Okay. So strike the word draft and put in finalized.
Okay.
And then maybe we define the overlook in this language.
Strike the word draft, and instead of obtain, use the word finalize, right?
Finalize a written agreement.
Yeah, finalize the written agreement.
Whatever they want, we're gonna do.
So we need a second on your amendment.
Right.
I'll second it.
So there's been an amended motion and a second. I don't feel we need any more discussion. Roll call vote, please.
You need a vote on the amendment, and then a vote on the amendment motion.
You need a roll call on the amendment or not?
You do not.
Okay.
All in favor of the amended agreement, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All right.
Okay, now a roll call vote on the amendment, please.
Commissioner Root,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused, Commissioner Brock,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
No.
Chairman Barnes.
Yes. Motion passes.
Good for coming.
It's not helpful here.
Yep. Way to go.
All right, we'll move on to item B. I will move to approve the minutes of the August 15th, 2018 Committee of the Whole meeting.
Second.
Motion and support. Is there any discussion or discrepancies? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Marks. Economic and Physical Development, Commissioner McMaster.
Mr. Chair, item A, I move to approve the certifying officer designation form accepting responsibilities of the certifying officer for Shiawassee County and authorize the board chair to execute all necessary documents.
Second.
Motion and support. Is there any discussion? You guys do these are roll call or just
I will call.
roll call vote? Clerk?
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused, Commissioner Brock,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Root,
Yes.
Chairman Barnes.
Yes, I guess these do have money involved in them, so we will roll call the rest of them also.
Okay, item B, I move to approve 24 CFR 58.34, finding of exempt activity, emergency repair at 6992 East Lansing Road, and authorize the board chair to execute all necessary documents.
Second.
Motion and support, is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused. Commissioner Brough,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yeah.
Commissioner Root,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Chairman Barnes.
Yes.
Okay, item C, move to approve 24 CFR 58.34, finding of exempt activity, emergency repair, 7716 Grove Ridge Road, and authorize the board chair to execute all necessary documents.
Second.
Motion and support, any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Brough,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Root,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused. Chairman Barnes.
Yes.
Item D, I move to adopt resolution number 18-08-08 to extend the maturity date of the note for Mystic Away Creek Intercounty Drain from 9118 to 9119, bearing interest at the new rate 2.79% per annum, and authorize the board chair to execute all necessary documents.
Support.
Motion and support, any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Root,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused. Commissioner Brough,
Yes.
Chairman Barnes.
Yes.
Okay, item E, I move to adopt resolution number 18-08-09 to rescind the moratorium of the issuance of permits or approvals for wind energy conversion systems, ordinance number 18-0706, that was adopted by this board at its July 17, 2018 meeting.
Support.
Motion and support, any discussion?
I have a quick question, and this would be for the clerk. I had heard that somebody read on Facebook, so this could be true or not true, that they are started recollecting signatures. Did they refile to do this, or
Not
you
for
heard
now.
anything
No.
about? Okay. Okay.
And there's a deadline.
Well, that's what I thought. And I told that person, I said, I think it's too late, but I had heard that they're still out collecting, so. Okay, that's it.
Do a roll call vote.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Root,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused. Commissioner Brough,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Chairman Barnes.
Yes.
Okay, item F, I move to approve the minutes of the August 13, 2018 Economic and Physical Development Committee meeting.
Second.
Motion and support, is there any discussion or discrepancies? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner McMasters. We'll move on to County Finance and Administration, and just for anybody in the public that thinks that we go through these, we have spent all week working on this. So we kind of beat up everything that's on here, discussed it, and so today is more so just approval or disapproval. So that's why it kind of moves a little faster today than all week long. So, Commissioner Rook, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to approve the renewal with changes of the 5-year contract with Brady's Business Systems for the use and maintenance of county printers, copiers, fax, and scan, and authorize the coordinator to execute the documents.
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Talked about this, I think it's a pretty good deal.
I think it's a good deal compared to what you have for maintenance and the machines and everything. I think it's a very good deal.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Root,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused. Commissioner Brough,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Chairman Barnes.
Yes.
I move to relieve central dispatch of all payments for the county's MERS pension funds until at least October 31, 2018, to allow time to determine the proper assessment.
Or
Any discussion?
I wanna make sure that we know that we're changing that to all payments to MERS, not just the unfunded liability portion. That way we're taking on and assuming all the payments that would go through MERS for their pensions, just so that we don't get caught on a technicality of simply just paying for the unfunded portion and not all that's owed.
So you wanna pay that, you wanna pay their
All,
part that we know we're paying, and we want to pay for whatever the,
yeah,
audit costs.
Are we removing the word unfunded?
yes, we're removing that. We want to relieve central dispatch of all their payments to the county MERS pension funds until October 31st, 2018.
Further discussion? Roll call vote.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused, Commissioner Brock,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks?
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Root,
Yes.
Chairman Barnes.
No. Motion passes.
I move to authorize a comprehensive historical audit to determine central dispatch obligation for unfunded liabilities in MERS pension funds.
Or,
Motion support, any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
no, hold on here, are we supposed to, are we gonna have a dollar limit on this, or what did we decide not to do a dollar limit?
Yeah, we did have up to
Don't
20,000.
we have a $20,000 limit in
Not
there?
gonna even come close to covering it.
What's that?
It's not
You
even
don't
come
even
close
want
to
to close?
covering it.
Well,
Have you done these audits before? I mean,
What's that?
are you familiar with these audits?
I just know.
I don't think that's gonna, I mean, I think we need a good starting point, and if we get it for free from the state, then. So now we put nothing on it. So we're not paying anything.
I thought we discussed yesterday, we're gonna pay for the audit no matter what it costs. Did we not?
I mean,
gotta be
obviously, I would
done.
caution not having a cap on this number. If it comes back to be a $75,000 audit, we've got problems. I mean, you gotta remember, these individuals who are gonna bid on this are probably gonna watch this and say, okay, all of a sudden the price just went up on this audit. We gotta be careful with that, is all I'm saying. Let's put a cap on it.
the original proposal was, it came from 911, that 911 would pay for it. It wasn't clear from the committee of the whole that that was the direction, but that was the original proposal, that 911 would do the audit up to $20,000. But really, we gotta figure out what numbers we're seeking. And it can be us that pays.
It's gonna have to be. I mean, they didn't make this mistake 20 years ago.
Did I misspeak yesterday, or were you guys assuming 911 was paying the 20,000?
No, we didn't, he's just saying that was.
That was the original.
But
Well, I'm
yesterday,
asking the board,
we
these
said
guys are on
no.
the board, so I'm
You
just
said no
checking, maybe I
yesterday.
misspoke and they were gonna pay it.
No, you said yesterday we were paying.
Oh, well,
We
I
all-
know.
we
Originally,
all felt-
back
we all
when we had the
agreed.
dispatch board meeting a week or two ago, they had proposed paying it, and our whole thing is, no. Well, plus, we'd have to authorize it anyway, so we were gonna pay. I think Commissioner Marx's concern is, if we say 20, if we say 75, are we gonna get a bunch of estimates in here for 70? You know, so.
Yeah, but if you say 20, at least it gets,
Okay,
gets
so,
us
I don't have a problem
so
with
let's
that.
put in 20.
started and gets us going.
Let's put in 20 and let's vote on
I
it.
don't have a problem with that.
Okay, so I'll move to authorize a comprehensive historical audit to determine central dispatch obligations for unfunded liabilities in MERS pension funds not to exceed $20,000.
Are you still gonna second that, Commissioner McMaster?
What's that?
Are you still gonna support leaving it? Were you the second on that one?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, and do we wanna have a look back, or were we gonna talk about how far back, or was that gonna, I mean, the language is completely different than, we had
Yeah,
in
this
there,
is
the
very,
audit
very-
would determine,
It was supposed to be a look back from the audit determining the
Right.
date to present.
so do we need that
So
in?
this is all different language.
It's a historical. That language was in there before, it's historical. At some point, the fund started to become partially unfunded, and it's examining it from whenever that occurred. Whatever the unfunded liability
I would
is.
just hope that my motion that's made and voted on and then passed forwards on to the next day. Because B is different too, you know, C is different. I mean, watch the video. I mean, it's easy enough to remember what was said.
This is what it said. Consider authorizing Central Dispatch to conduct a comprehensive historical audit of the 911 dispatcher's retirement from date determined by audit to present, not to exceed $20,000.
That was my question, because yesterday it said the 911 dispatcher's retirement, and today it says just the unfunded liability. So I thought.
What was my motion from yesterday? Can you read that again?
No, for C or for, oh, okay, for C, okay. Consider authorizing Central Dispatch to conduct a comprehensive historical audit of the 911 dispatcher's retirement from date determined by audit to present, not to exceed $20,000.
I withdraw my motion and make that motion.
Okay, I support that. We gotta vote on that amendment.
No, it's not an amendment. I withdrew that last motion and made that motion.
That was a motion that was in committee, right? Did we amend
That
the
was
motion
yesterday.
from paper in the committee?
Okay, and I second that. We good? We gonna vote on it?
Well, does that say 911?
It says, consider authorizing Central Dispatch to conduct a comprehensive historical audit of the 911 dispatcher's retirement from date determined by audit to present, not to exceed $20,000.
So when we authorize them, it's still with the understanding that we are paying for the audit and not 911 funds.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that would make reference to the unfunded liability portion. It wasn't clear, so that's why it was changed to that. And then also, it talked about the dispatchers' unfunded liability. Some of the people who work at Central Dispatch are not dispatchers, but it also includes, it's meant to include them. That's why it was written to reflect what was transpired yesterday, knowing that you can make the motion the way you want to today.
All right, it's my motion.
Call the question.
We need to vote on that then, also.
Well, he withdrew his motion on this C. So,
Maybe we should hear the new motion.
The new motion is, the same as yesterday. Consider authorizing Central Dispatch to conduct a comprehensive historical audit of the 911 dispatcher's retirement from date determined by audit to present, not to exceed $20,000.
So moved by me.
So roll call
okay. Commissioner Cascarelli is excused. Commissioner Brough,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks.
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Root,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Chairman Barnes.
vote. Yes.
Move to authorize budget amendment 18-05.
I will second that motion.
Motion second, any discussion? Roll call vote.
Commissioner Brough,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Root,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused. Chairman Barnes.
Yes.
I move to approve the minutes of the August 13, 2018 Finance Administration Committee meeting.
Second.
Is there any discussion or discrepancies? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
That concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner. Public Safety and Courts, Commissioner Olshausen.
Authorize the implementation of the Shiawassee County Compliance Plan for Indian Defense Standards 1 through 4. Authorize the coordinator to seek qualified candidates for review and selection by the Board of Commissioners to fill the newly created office of Public Defender. Salary grade 12, 69, 659, 78, 748 to take office on or about October 1st, 2018.
Support.
support. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I simply stand by what I said yesterday and that I despise mandates, and I understand that this is a mandate, it's a funded mandate. Now, my concern is that 5 years from now, that money will dry up and will not be there. We will be stuck with a very hefty department that we will have to fund or lay everyone off. And I'm going to vote no because I don't believe the state should be telling small counties like us what we are going to be doing, whether they say they're going to fund it or not. I don't trust the state government.
Good question. So, just so I have this right on the timeline. We want them to be in by August or October 1st.
On or about.
Okay. We make the decision. When's our meeting in September? What are the dates for our meeting?
I think the week of the 11th.
Yeah, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay, so
We gotta move forward.
4 weeks, we have 4 weeks to post this,
Sure.
collect resumes or collect, yeah. Right?
It's gonna be pushing it.
Do we need to set up a subcommittee that is gonna work on this, or are we just gonna have Mike post it, gather everything, and then review it before our meetings in September? We're going to,
Now,
We would forward the resumes. I would forward all the resumes. There might be some recommendations there, but that's up to you guys, and what procedure you want for selecting is up to you folks. But yeah, that's basically the timeline.
I had said, I don't know where we ended up yesterday, that like Mike, maybe Dina Finnegan and Jeremy or something, kind of sit on a little ad hoc committee or whatever commissioner you guys want to put on it to kind of help, you know, if we get 10 applicants or 20, to kind of narrow it down. But that we do make the final decision.
But we're expected to have this department up and running by October 1st, or
The
are we
entire-
just in the act of developing?
What you're doing is approving the entire implementation plan. We would like to have a public defender online by around October 1st. They're talking about implementing. Now remember, there's still a number of defendants that have assigned counsel already. So obviously it's not gonna be in place right away, but that director probably well, we'll have to work with them, we'll have to try to get office space, and ideally, that director will immediately need to acquire
is,
a legal secretary, assemble staff, we gotta find office space, there's a lot of stuff that
So,
we'll be receiving funds to do, but we gotta,
but we need to hire the director. correct?
yes, because the director, he hires the staff.
Or she.
Yeah, or he or she hires the staff, yes.
So I have a question, Mr. Chairman. According to this implementation plan, we're only gonna get, reimbursed 20% of this entire, where's this money coming from? We're about to start up a department, we're gonna hope we get paid back at the end of the year. Where's that money coming from? What line item? Where are we at here in the budget? Nothing was ever budgeted for something like this when we set the budget last year. And all of a sudden, we're gonna pull money out of the air? I wanna know what line items we're talking about here. We're creating a department and being forced to by the state and promised money that may or may not be there.
Yeah, it sounds like we're gonna build up and then they're gonna come in and help us
Hopefully.
out.
They're saying they're gonna give us 20% of the entire $900,000 up front.
When is that coming?
October 1st?
So they're giving us the money October 1st.
Yes,
Pretty good job.
yes, they will give, there will be a 20% allotment. Normally, it will be paid in quarterly
Or is it gonna
amounts.
be on or about October 1st?
It's gonna be in accordance with the compliance plan. When we have, expenses that we are, that we have, then they'll have the money. The money's coming from the state. As far as line items, we will have to create line items for them out of this budget. They're paying, this whole thing's being paid.
so 20% comes from the state, the rest is what the courts is currently,
No. The entire budget, which I believe is like some $906,000. There will be a 20% advance on it at the start of operations. Normally, and then thereafter, quarterly payments. Normally, it will come in quarterly payments. October 1st, January 1st, the entire budget will be parceled out that way. It'll have to be budgeted just like everything else. But
Right,
that's
so
what
I'm
the
saying-
plan calls for.
So when this is up and running, what's the amount the state's paying every percentage wise?
What is, right now, the implementation plan for the first year, and that actually doesn't include, there will be some movement or even some additional money because they understand that the setting up, the initial setting up of the office has additional costs. But the initial plan, I believe, is 900, I mean, it's in the plan. There's $907,000 for the department. And of that, we are providing 106,000, some number like that, which was a calculation of what we spent, which is
What we've been paying.
we've been paying 287,000
Right.
for council, of which, at least theoretically, we get back, 200 thing, leaving 106, our portion of it at any rate, right now, is 106,000
Per year.
of the 900, and that is
And that's
money
a-
that was
that's
formerly
a-
spent.
Well, okay.
I do believe
understand.
that's a 3-year average.
But they're giving us
15,
20%.
16, and 17 of what
Of the
we've been
entire
paying.
For
budget.
startup.
Yes, there's gonna be
Okay.
startup money
Okay.
that they send October.
Yeah, okay, well, I remember, and we just, as long as we pay a little more gas tax, we're gonna fix all the roads too. See what I mean? Can do anything, so.
I think there's a very strong, I partially agree with Commissioner Marks on this because, I'm dealing with the state on other issues right now and there's always delays. So I think there's a strong possibility there could be a delay. I hear what Mike's saying and I agree. I think the intention is good. I think there's a good possibility there'd be a delay, but I do feel pretty confident that we'll be paid in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, don't get us wrong, the information we're giving you is only what we sat down with the gal and she's
Sure.
given us. We have no way to
But-
guarantee.
Well, no, there isn't. The reality is we have a new governor and a
We
new
met with this
legislature in
gal.
4 or 5 months.
Over the last 2 years, I met with Dale DeGamo, Judge Clarkson. We've been meeting and now we met 30 days ago with a new lady. We have a different gal now than when we started out with. And she sat down and spelled it all out. That's how we have to go on it.
I hope it works that way.
Seems like a lot of money just coming away,
So,
everybody.
For every county in the state.
Where does this money come from?
It's
What
a
office
sizable
is giving us
expenditure
this
by the
money?
state, there's no question about that.
What office is giving us this money? State Court
This is
Administrative Office?
this
or-
is the Michigan Indigent Defense Committee that was formed for this purpose to equalize and upgrade indigent defense, and indigent criminal defense throughout the state. There's a wide disparity right now between what some states, what some counties provide and what other counties provide. And they, ultimately, if you fall short of standards, you could end up with federal mandates, which they do not have to
My generation isn't gonna see social security either, or paying that in, so.
follow. I don't-
Everything that's been promised every single
Yes.
time never comes.
The only thing I'm
Never
worried about
support
is, like I said, we're 4 or 5 months away from a new governor, a new legislature, who could,
They could just say, good you implemented that, pay for it. We need that money.
I do not believe they could do that.
The legislature can't? Why couldn't they?
But they've already committed to it.
Oh, the
But if they
Republican, the
did-
Republican control, what if it's?
If they did, if we didn't get the money, we could disband.
We wouldn't end up disbanding this.
This is just bigger government, not smaller government, and when I run for office, I tell people less government, so I can never accept bigger government. I will never vote for anything like this government, so.
I'd just like the check in our hands, so that we knew we had to deal, we
Well,
could start
as a
running
state
with it, then
taxpayer.
yeah.
I'm a state taxpayer too, so it's coming out of my pocket one way or the other, and I hate this.
Just remember, it's being mandated. It's nothing that me and coordinator just dreamed up and sat down and threw it in front of you guys. I've been meeting 2 years on this.
I just hope the money isn't there, when I'm not here,
You mark my words.
next year you guys just spend it, the money doesn't show up.
Okay,
All right.
I think we gotta move on.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Marks?
No.
Commissioner Olshausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Root?
No.
Commissioner McMaster?
Yes.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused. Commissioner Brough?
Yes.
Chairman Bartz?
Yes.
State got us on that one, Gary.
Yeah.
Gold star for them.
Yeah.
Gold star.
Well, I think they're gonna pay, but we're paying on the other one, so makes a difference. Okay, we'll approve the minutes to the August 14th, 2018 Public Safety and Courts Committee meeting.
Motion and support. Is there any discussion or discrepancy? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner Holzhausen. Health and Human Services, Commissioner Rupp.
Thank you,
Sir.
Mr. Chairman. Move to accept Shiawassee County Council on Aging Board approved budget proposal for 2019, subject to modification of the county budget process.
Support.
Motion and support. Is there any discussion? Roll call
Commissioner Olshausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Root?
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster?
No.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused. Commissioner Brough?
Yes.
Commissioner Marks?
Yes.
Chairman Bartz?
vote. Yes.
Move to authorize health department to hire a registered dietitian at salary grade 8, the range of $40,497.60 to $52,644.80 to fill a vacancy.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Root?
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster?
Yes.
Commissioner Cascarelli is excused. Commissioner Brough?
Yes.
Commissioner Marks?
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen?
Yes.
Chairman Bartz?
Yes.
I move to authorize the health department to enter into an agreement with Owasso Public Schools for nursing services, for school nursing services at Lincoln High School for school year 2018-2019, and authorize Larry Johnson, health director, to sign all necessary documents.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries.
I move to appoint Dan Smith to the Veteran Affairs Committee to fill a vacancy effective immediately and expiring on 12/31/2020.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I move to approve the minutes of the August 14, 2018 Health and Human Services Committee meeting.
Support.
Support. Motion and support. Any discussion or discrepancy? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Include my report.
Thank you. Motion carries. Person? Nothing really much to discuss. I just want to say I'm, fully in favor of us and this board getting this MERS, the 911 thing all straightened out. I do have concerns that this whole thing's going to be very expensive. I just feel that way, and that's the way it is. I know that.
Probably will be.
And that's where my reservations have come in the last couple of days. I know we have to do it, but, no matter who's paying for it, and we are, but, just mark my words, it's gonna be very expensive, so it needs to be done. We gotta get this stuff straightened out, not only for this, but for the entire county. We gotta get it straightened out. We gotta get this MERS stuff back on track. We gotta be paying on it to get our balance down. 63% or wherever we stand is just barely keeping our heads above water. So, the commissioners here and the commissioners next year, we got a lot of work to get it straightened out and make it right for the employees and people of Shiawassee. agendas by any other commissioners?
I have something to say. I just want to talk about yesterday, Commissioner Bruff, I think Commissioner Bruff felt slighted. I just wanted to know that, well, I think we were supportive of his questions and wanting to get answers. I know I had questions on the no, yes, no vote. Discussion was kind of cut short. I know we wanted to keep the meeting moving. We didn't want to go too in detail on it, but I don't think, Commissioner Bruff's taken a lot on social media and in the papers, misquotes and his intentions. He went through what he said on the board. He dealt with it, so to see kind of the actions and how everything went through the wind energy, he's got kind of more firsthand knowledge than most of us. So for not supporting you yesterday, Commissioner Bruff, I do support you in what you did, and she did not answer your questions yesterday, but
Never answered it.
I just wanted to say that I was supportive of you. I did say that she should probably answer those questions. That's all I wanted to just make clear this time.
Appreciate that.
I want to say, I also support you. I feel as maybe I'm the chairman, so maybe Commissioner Marks, I don't know if we handled it properly. We should have maybe.
I handled it properly.
I'm not saying yesterday, I'm just
handled it
saying
properly.
the whole entire, I'm not saying
We're not
that.
gonna sit here and second guess the next day. I ran the meeting. I made it very clear that you all will have your chance to say. She responded in kind, and that was the end of it. I will never allow in one of my meetings for us to bring someone out here that's a volunteer and to
That's
pummel
what I-
them with all
that's
these
what I'm
questions and
saying.
then get in some sort of discourse that will never end well. As long as I run a meeting, I will never allow that.
Sir, I did not say the meeting, I
I got
said
it on
the
the
whole
meeting.
That's
topic
what I
in
said.
general.
That issue.
So,
Thank you.
the whole topic in general, maybe should have been handled differently.
Yes.
Your meeting was handled fine.
My only concern with it was, and I appreciate your support, my concern was that it was stated as a discussion item. And so were a number of other issues on the meeting, in the meeting yesterday, and those discussions went on with question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. This was listed as a discussion item. I wanted to have a civil discussion, and it felt as though I was the bad guy here attacking somebody. I wasn't attacking anybody. I was asking for clarification on bullying, and I was just asking clarification. Was she representing the planning commission? Those are my two questions. Was she representing the entire planning commission when she came and asked us to change the vote? And could you give me some examples of bullying? Those were the two things I asked. And yet I was treated as though, I'm some kind of bad guy here beating up on this poor lady. Well, I don't have anything personal against her. I had questions that I wanted answered, and I thought a discussion could ensue without an argument or a fight or any of that kind of stuff. But obviously, Chairman Marks yesterday thought differently of that, and that's fine. I respect that. He's the chairman for the day, and I don't agree with it. I don't like it, but it is what it is. So anyway, I appreciate your support. I don't appreciate how I'm represented in the newspapers and online, but so what? That's life. Here we are. We're elected officials. We're targets. We're gonna get hit all the time, and things are gonna be distorted. And it's the way it is. It's unfortunate that is the way it is. That's part of the reason why I'm not running again. I think there's just too much crap out there that people love to build up and blow up and sensationalize to sell papers or get their name on the internet. So it's a crock, and I think we're doing our job. I think that is part of our job to oversee all the various commissions and committees. I think you call it picking on people. Isn't that our job? I mean, Mike just got questioned this evening. I mean, we all get questioned all the time. So what's the big deal? I questioned the chairman of the committee. How is that beating up on anything? The other thing that I wanted to ask, and I'm just going to throw a monkey out here. It came to mind, and this was not my idea. This was brought up to me by someone else. With all the MERS and all this interesting stuff, and I really don't want to open a can of worms, but it's something to think about. A couple of years ago, we were informed that there was a mysterious $800,000 found. Is there a possibility there's a tie in there somewhere with the $800,000 that was mysteriously found in the budget? And the MERS debacle over the past few years, is there a possibility there could be a connection there? I mean, I just want to throw it out. It's not my idea. It was, someone asked me if I could bring that up, and so I'm bringing it up. I don't know enough about the $100,000. I wasn't on the commission. I don't know if it was ever discovered where this $800,000 came from, but I thought it was a curious question, enough to just throw it in.
I think it was from the layoffs of the sheriff's department. A lot of money that wasn't going out to the sheriff's department and say risk, liability, other things like that. So it looked good on paper that there was this big influx of money, but we had no deputies on the road, and we had, we didn't have our court security at all either, because our deputies just kind of funneled back into either the jail or the courts. So when they did the big layoffs, that's where most of that money would have come from. Not if not all of it came from that, but then it got paraded as a surplus.
But that could have been used
I think there was
to pay
an
down unfunded liability. It wasn't, it was for other stuff. But I think the biggest problem we have with MERS isn't necessarily, or the thing that concerns me is how different people were coded and put into these different accounts. That's the big problem we have right now, or the genesis of this problem is many years of too many multiple funds and incorrect people put into the different accounts, and the county paying for some employees that they should have and should not have, and 911 paying for some employees they should have and should not have.
Well, it's across the county too. It's
Right.
closing and bridging and
Yeah,
opening a new
kicking
one and
the can down
linking
the road.
another one, and then, you're closing a door and then you're forgetting you closed that door, and then this one comes due and you forgot that it was closed, and yeah, there's way too many divisions for Shiawassee County, way too many. So.
Any other opportunity for the public?
Does Gary have, oh,
We had another meeting, he had some personal to do. Nothing from them.
I'm sorry, Chairman, are you on public now?
Yes.
I'd like to say something.
You need to fill out paper, okay?
Sorry?
You need to fill out paper, when you're
Okay.
done, it's fine.
Okay, I will do that.
We got it, we just have.
I didn't know if I was gonna say anything or not. But I won't speak for the 911 board, but I will speak for myself as a representative of the 911 board. That I am very happy with the outcome of the meetings that have taken a week. I didn't realize it took you guys all a week to do something, but here I am every day. I know it's not your fault, but the one thing I will say, the 911 board, I'm sure, is going to be very happy that our 2 requests were made as we requested them, with the changes and the motions that were made today. That's what we wanted, and we want to work together. We want to make sure everything's right. I'm on board with that, and I'm sure that all the board members on 911 are as well. So I want to thank the commissioners for giving us the opportunity to make sure this is right, understanding that it may or may not go the way we think, it may or may not go the way you think, but I personally appreciate that. Thank you.
And if I could add, thank you for coming all week.
I didn't know it took all week.
Thank you, and Kay, thank you for being here also as a member of the board.
There's an awful lot of people out in Shiawassee County that don't realize how much work we put into our jobs.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, and I realize what you're saying, it takes all week to accomplish this. No, it actually takes all month and the month before and the month before. Everybody works very hard behind the scenes, and then we come before the community with these 4 days in a row of meetings. And I think people are understanding better, the committee meetings, we have those the first 2 days, and then the committee of the whole, we discuss it again, and then we finalize it on Thursday. But all this work, up to get to this point, takes an immense amount of time and work, and I think everybody on this board works very hard, gathering that information, so that we can present it, and we do make it look like it goes kind of fast, and we rubber stamp stuff. We don't rubber stamp anything. This commission has never rubber stamped anything. You can see how we disagree and fight and carry on sometimes, and that's because we're all working hard and we all believe in what we're doing.
And we all have different opinions, and Commissioner Root is, he's already working on things, he's here a lot, and being in the finance, he's always busy doing stuff, trying to
It would
keep
just
up
be
on
nice
it.
if we were, given the proper credit and quoted accurately.
All right.
That would be nice.
Meeting's adjourned.
That's,
Committees.
and
There you go.